The new president of Clinton Community College is hopeful at least some of those Canadians crossing the border may be new prospective students looking to attend Clinton Community. Like many community colleges during the pandemic, Clinton suffered a dramatic drop in enrollment over the past couple of years, about 50%, according to the college's new president, Dr. John Kowal, who sat down with us this week to talk about his new job, his vision for the future, and how to boost enrollment by offering new courses, opportunities for high school students to get a jump on their college careers, and by training the region's workforce. And we're joined now by John Kowal. It's good to see you. Welcome. Nice to have you here. Congratulations, by the way, on your appointment as Clinton Community College president.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Before we get into some of what you'd like to do in your new position, why don't we talk a little bit about yourself? You're from Massachusetts.
Yes, I studied at American International College for my undergraduate degree in biology and a master's in plant and soil sciences at University of Massachusetts in Amherst.
And then you taught in the SUNY system. You started in Cobleskill.
Yes, I was very fortunate when I was finishing my master's degree. There was an announcement for a one-year temporary job at SUNY Cobleskill. I applied for it, got it, and then with good fortune, that turned into 20 years plus of teaching at SUNY Cobleskill.
And then from Cobleskill on to Maria College in Albany.
Yes, I had some aspirations for institution-wide leadership. An opportunity came my way as Vice President for Academic Affairs at Maria College, a private college in Albany. And it was a major decision because it was a time at which I would leave teaching. I loved teaching. It was my career for all those years. Their major program was nursing, which for me was great because now at Clinton, where one of our top programs is nursing, so it gave me that experience as an academic leader working with a nursing program. But after about 4 years, I felt that yearning to get back to public higher education, especially a community college.
And you did. In 2018, yes. Came here to Clinton Community College?
Yes, I welcomed the opportunity. I knew it was the place I wanted to be.
And so you worked closely with President Ray DePasquale while he was here?
He was fantastic in terms of giving me the opportunity to really immerse myself in the community, to work closely with our partners, high school partners, our private sector partners. He also gave me an opportunity to develop our strategic plan, gave me a leadership post on the strategic planning committee.
And let's talk about the strategic plan. As you step in now as president, what are your priorities? What would you like to build on?
Yes, a key priority, and it's one of our goals in our strategic plan. It's focused on basically recruitment and retention. It's our enrollment. As I'm sure you well know, community colleges have suffered enrollment drops through the pandemic for a number of reasons. We've experienced that at Clinton, and a very, very high priority is to reverse the downward trend in enrollment for the fall of 22. It's a very high priority, and we have a number of strategies that we're going to pursue to try to achieve that goal of increased enrollment.
And let's talk about a few of
sure.
those. One is a program, you're calling it the One.
It's the 1+1+2 plan.
Okay.
Several of my faculty colleagues have taken the initiative to work closely with Plattsburgh High School to develop a model where we're taking courses that students currently can take as high school students for college credit. We call it the College Advancement Program. They're taking those courses to get college credit, and what we're looking at is packages of courses that students can take that then would give them a pathway to Clinton to an associate's degree that they could then complete within 1 year of full-time study. So it's 1 year of coursework at PHS to begin with, and then continuing at Clinton and be done within a year to get that associate's degree. And we also have a dual admission agreement with SUNY Plattsburgh. We initiated that last fall. And so then they have a clear pathway to continue at SUNY Plattsburgh. And realistically, they could achieve both an associate and a bachelor's degree within 3 years of college study, knowing they did that 1 year of college study in high school.
Is this a pilot program of sorts?
This is a pilot. We're looking to really begin it this coming fall to really get the pathways in place. We've got it all designed out, at least certainly, for the Plattsburgh High School to Clinton Community College. That's all been crafted out. It's all ready to go. So we're looking forward to seeing that put into effect as a pilot test this next academic year.
Is the hope, if that's successful, then you could partner with other schools here in the area, and eventually maybe even would they be able to go on to other SUNY schools to complete that final year?
Absolutely. Because we have transfer pathways to all of the SUNY colleges, it's part of the SUNY paradigm of transfer. They can continue on with in a number of different SUNY campuses.
And for that first year in high school, have some businesses stepped up to help defray the cost or even cover the cost for students?
Yes, and it is. We do charge a reduced tuition for the CAP courses, but it still can be a barrier to many students and families. But we've developed some good relationships with local financial institutions that already have dedicated some funds for scholarships for CAP students. So we're looking to give that a very high priority because we have found that it's really, really important to have those resources available for students in order to be able to take advantage of the opportunity, because finances can, in many cases, can be a real barrier.
Enrollment is probably another priority. How do you go about trying to boost the enrollment?
Sure. We're looking at some creative approaches to what we can do with our programs. Two programs in our technology area. One is our wind energy program. We have both a certificate and associate degree program in wind turbine technology. We also have a program in mechanical technology. And we have found that the high percentage of students taking those programs are current employees or people who've been employed or maybe underemployed or unemployed, what we've often referred to as a non-traditional student. That's the high percentage of students that have historically over the last few years been enrolled in those programs. And it's been declining because of the pandemic and the constraints it placed on us. So we're looking at making it more convenient for those students to be able to attend college and continue to work full-time. So what we're doing is we're initiating with, I think it's about 7 or 8 courses. Rather than offering them during the week, during the standard semester time frame, we're going to be offering them as hybrid classes where the lecture part will be done online. And then we're going to have 3 weekends. It'll be a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, at three intervals during the semester, where students will come in person to our IAM and do all the hands-on laboratory exercises. So rather than stretching it out over the 15 weeks, it'll be concentrated in three-day sessions through the semester. It really creates a much more convenient opportunity for those students.
A few years ago, there was a push to try to bring in more international students. Clinton Community College added dormitories for a number of years, and then those dormitories were sold off. Will there be a refocus on trying to bring in more international students now?
Yes, that's another area we are looking at. There have been challenges with the whole international educational realm because of COVID to begin with. I mean, that created a lot of constraints. We are looking at that again closely now in terms of trying to reach more thoroughly to the international population. The challenge will be, as you said, we did sell off our dorms, but we'll look at other options for housing in terms of being able to build the international population. We're also working closely with SUNY Plattsburgh to see if there's any kind of models we can develop for providing pathways for those students to start at Clinton and continue at SUNY Plattsburgh. So the international population is certainly one we're looking at, and also out-of-state population. We do get a significant number of students from Vermont for our nursing program, but we're looking again more broadly, how can we reach to out-of-state population as well as the international population.
Any new programs that you're looking at adding?
We have the one new program that we have right now that's ready to go. It's going to our Board of Trustees for approval and then on to SUNY and the State Education Department, and that's a certificate in mechanical technology. We have an associate degree program and we have a micro-credential. So we want kind of the intermediary program. It'll be a 1-year program, and it's really all technical courses that are built right into that program. And it's something that will be a much quicker turnaround, and we feel it will be appealing to currently employed folks who want to enhance their skills, or ones that want to enter advanced manufacturing and provide them a good solid education within a shorter period of time.
And you talked about the IAM, the Institute for Advanced Manufacturing, certainly the centerpiece for Clinton Community College the past several years. Is that working well as far as training the workers that are needed for the manufacturers here in the North Country, especially those in the transportation industry? Or do you see changes coming for trying to adapt and making it even better?
Yes, we're we're looking at ways to adapt, to enhance our capabilities. The challenge again has been, and I'm kind of getting real redundant here, the pandemic put a real damper on our training, in-person training. However, we were able to do welding training through the pandemic. We put a pause on it for probably a half a year, then we've continued with it. That's been quite successful. But we're looking to really increase the amount of activity that we have at the IAM. And we're looking at several different approaches there. One is working closely with industry partners for welding training. We are hearing from our industry partners that there is a significant need for well-trained welders. We have an outstanding facility at the college, so we're developing trainings that align to industry needs. So really closely partnering with the industry to identify what the needs are so that then they have the folks that are adequately trained for the positions they have available. We're also looking at robotics training. We had some successful trainings back about a half a year ago to increase our collaboration with industry to provide that kind of training.
And many of the partners are traditional manufacturers, again, in many of them in the transportation industry.
Yes.
Some of them are new players, and we just within the past week we're talking with Beta Technologies out of Burlington, and this is the new generation of electric aircraft.
Yes.
And they talked about teaming up with community colleges in the area to train the workforce they're going to need several hundred jobs in the coming years.
Yes, that's a partnership we're anxious to develop some skills. We've already had some conversations in terms of what we're capable of delivering.
Last year, a partnership was announced with Clarkson University.
Yes.
How does that work? How is your institution and Clarkson teaming up?
We're really looking at the key to that partnership now in terms of our latest conversation is on the micro-credentials. Clarkson's has a very significant array of micro-credentials that they've developed, a lot of it focused on industry, a lot of it focused on business management, et cetera, a really wide array of micro-credentials. And we're looking at ways where perhaps students in our area here can take advantage of those. It's really it's a great partnership.
John Kowal, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.